For more than a decade, a researcher at the University of Oklahoma has been working on a device to improve the way oral cancer is diagnosed, and now he's ready to begin testing it. And as ONR's Jason Doyle reports, if he's successful, lives will be saved.
2/3 of oral cancer diagnoses are made after the cancer is advanced. Dr. Javier Ho is trying to change that. He's leading research at the University of Oklahoma to create a device that could lead to the early detection of oral cancer. The goal is to be able to look at a lesion and tell if it's benign, precancerous, or malignant without a biopsy.
Just by shining light onto the tissue of the lesions.
Ho says they analyze how the light interacts with the tissue.
When you shine light into samples, in this case, biological tissues, some of these molecules like to get excited.
That excitation helps researchers discover whether the tissue has cancer or could develop cancer.
Because they're getting excited, they release their own light, they glow. And this glow is what we use to identify what are the molecules present in the tissue.
Artificial intelligence plays a key role as well.
We record these signatures of the light coming out of the tissue, and we train computer programs to recognize specific characteristic of this glow.
A person's dentist is usually the first to notice a problem in the mouth. When that happens, the dentist refers the patient to an oral pathologist who may order a biopsy.
So that first decision that is made by the dentist is in general not an easy decision, because most lesions are benign, so they don't want to refer for no good reason.
And you're an oral cancer survivor?
Yes, 12 years.
Sue Ellen Ferguson says her oral cancer started as a small, irritating spot on her tongue. She did see a doctor about it, but the biopsy did not reveal cancer. Years passed, but the spot did not go away.
One day at my dentist, he said, "You know, that's looking kind of weird. I want you to see Dr. Krimple."
Dr. Greg Krimple took Ferguson's case and did another biopsy. This time, it did show cancer, and Ferguson had to have part of her tongue removed.
And there were those people that were thinking, good, maybe she won't be so talky now.
Detecting oral cancer is a lot of times done in the dentist's office, and it's part of routine cleaning. When you go in for a cleaning, your dentist, whether you know it or not, is looking for suspicious areas that are there.
Dr. Krimple says it's difficult to tell the difference between a cancerous lesion and one that's benign.
And there are not red flags, so to speak, for many of the precancerous and early cancers that are distinguishable from a non-cancerous type of growth that they might see in the mouth.
Krimple is encouraged by the development of what Dr. Ho describes as an oral fluoroscope that detects oral cancers in time to save lives.
Even early cancers that are relatively small have a higher rate of metastasis to the lymph nodes in the neck than other cancer sites. So the earlier that we can discover it, if we can discover it before it's thick, before it's invaded into the tongue muscles, we have a chance to discover it before it would have a reasonable chance of metastasizing to the lymph nodes.
A decade of progress has helped Dr. Ho and his team land a $2.5 million grant from the National Cancer Institute to continue refining and improving their technology.
The new funding that we got, we are building 4 different prototypes of the same, not the same, but slightly better design of the fluorescent endoscopes.
Those 4 units will be finished by next spring and then placed in clinical centers in Texas and Oklahoma. They'll be capable of collecting better images that will lead to a more accurate diagnosis before a biopsy is even performed.
We hope to build a much larger database of hopefully at least 1,000 patients.
The more data, the better artificial intelligence-based algorithms can be used for early detection of cancer cells. If the computer shows it has the capability to accurately diagnose patients, the device could be tested in clinical trials in the near future.
That will allow us to demonstrate to the FDA that this new technology is going to be significantly better than the standard way of detecting oral cancer.
The end game is to use this technology to make diagnosing oral cancers a less invasive process.
Drastically reduce the number of patients that are getting a biopsy when their oral lesions are benign.
Despite this technology not being ready for our friend Mrs. Ferguson, she's still going strong.
I'm still working, 81.
She gets regular checkups from Dr. Krempel to make sure things are going well, and she's pleased to know that research is being done in Oklahoma to detect her type of oral cancer earlier.
Thrilled to hear that we have reached that point in our technology.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.